Mario Golf Super Rush, more like Mario Golf Super Rushed.
Got him!
You know, there's something about a new game coming out and having it come with the tagline, free updates. This is something I've been seeing more and more with Nintendo games as of late, and at first it wasn't that big of an occurrence, only notably being seen with titles such as Kirby Star Allies and Mario Tennis Aces. However, it occurred enough times in the past for me to warrant this video. I could have easily brought this up back in 2018 when it was first going around, if I was active at the time, but I didn't think anything of it, because I figured that it was just simply a consumer-friendly act by Nintendo, but this is Nintendo we're talking about, at least the Japanese side of the company. Then I actually picked up a copy of Kirby Star Allies day one, and you know how long it took me to complete that game? How long it took me to get every collectible? 4 hours. A $60 game that lasted 4 hours. But hey, it wasn't all bad because Nintendo said they were going to do free updates. And by the time that happened, I was already busy with other games. It was definitely the worst game I played that year, hands down. As a result, I figured they couldn't get me twice, right? You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I'm at $120. I figured things could be different this time around. The game looked like it had a lot of content already prepared ahead of time, plus it had an online mode, so even if the single player aspect was lacking in content, I could always play with others. And so I picked up the game and ended up with a short story mode and bare bones online experience. However, to its credit, the single player aspect was longer than Kirby Star Allies. That being said, if you enjoyed all there is to the game, then props to you. I wish I could justify the money I spent on these games, truly, but I simply couldn't. Now, here's a little brain teaser for y'all. Why does Nintendo give out free updates for some games and charge money for other updates? It's because the additional content they're charging is for games that are already completed. Just look at Smash Ultimate for example. The game is littered with stuff to do. You can play that massive single-player campaign in the World of Light, you can play an assortment of other single-player goodies such as Classic Mode, and go for achievements if that strikes your fancy. There is an entire online infrastructure, for better or worse, for fighting against randoms or friends. The game has a lot of content. Meanwhile, I can't say the same for titles that tout free updates, at least for the initial release. The worst part is that this has been happening since the first year of the Switch with games such as ARMS and Splatoon. Splatoon, however, would later implement some paid DLC in the form of the Octo expansion, so there's a weird hybrid going on there. And again, just to clarify, this isn't to say that these games are bad by any means, I just feel that if you're going to tout that a $60 game is getting consistent free updates, then I'm going to assume that the initial package is bare bones. And it was by this point that I learned my lesson. There was no way in hell that they were going to get me to pay another $60 for it. God damn it! Okay, so, once upon a time, the world was hit by something bad and everyone decided to collectively stay at home. Then, Animal Crossing New Horizons came out and everyone bought it. So me, being the dumbass that I am, decided that maybe I should blow another $60 on a game that is getting the free updates treatment. I will say though, despite how lacking the game was, I did end up clocking in a lot of time into the game. So thankfully I was able to find my money's worth. However, that doesn't change the fact that they did it yet again with the promise of free updates. Are you seeing a pattern here? Why is Nintendo putting out games that are clearly not complete earlier than they should arguably be put out onto the market? It's because they want to meet those deadlines. Not necessarily by crunching per se, but just putting enough into the game package so they can meet that sweet spring or summer release date. There's really no other reason I can think of that makes sense, but this is only telling me that these games are not worth their respective MSRP prices. And this also applies to the recently released Mario Golf Super Rush. Mario Golf Super Rush is a game that initially I was hyped for. Everything that they were showing looked very promising, but once again, they stated that they were going to be doing free updates, which is a clear indicator of what the title was going to end up like. And lo and behold, it's not being very well received for many of the reasons we went over a bit ago. It's a damn shame, quite honestly, because I know that Nintendo is able to do so much better, but they're choosing not to. So, what can even be done about it? Well, the only thing that I can do is quote-unquote protest by not buying their game or waiting for a sale. Either way, this is incredibly disappointing that they've been doing this for as long as they have, and I simply can't justify another $60 for a game that doesn't have much going for it. That being said, if you bought Mario Golf Super Rush and are enjoying it, then more power to you. This has been my rant, so if you listened all the way through, thanks a bunch. I really wanted to get this off my plate already because it's been annoying the hell out of me. So, thanks again. And until next time, Thanks for watching.